Good morning, students. How are you? I hope that you all are fine and doing something creative during this lockdown. I hope so. And I also suggest you what? Do something creative. Why? Because this time will pass and finally we all will. After this lockdown, when we all meet, then we will meet with a new zest, with a new vigor. Okay. So let's start with the poem A Thing of Beauty Forever. A Thing of Beauty is a Joy Forever by John Keats. In my first video regarding this poem, I have already cleared that John Keats. A Thing of Beauty by John Keats. John Keats was a famous romantic poet of second generation. Okay, in first generation we have, you can say, William Wordsworth, Black and all. Okay, this poem, A Thing of Beauty is a Joy Forever by John Keats. This poem is taken out from Endymion. Endymion is an epic, okay, and Endymion consists of four books. Endymion consists of four books. Fine, and this book, Endymion has what 1000 lines, but we are only reading 3 4 5 straight. Okay, so in this poem we will understand what the real meaning of beauty. According to John Keats, real beauty lies in nature. Because I would like to mention you over here, आपको मुझे यहाँ पे ये बताना है that John Keats second generation जो romantic poets के थे, Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley and John Keats, they have different you can say view. They had different views for what views for society and writing poems, and that's why in most of the poems they had taken the nature and beauty. Fine. So John Keats, born in London, England on 31st October 1775, okay, and died on February 23, 1821. Okay, he was romantic poet and published 54 poems, 5-year career. Beta, why this line is why we are reading this line 5-year career? 5-year career means that he had started writing poems and all at the age of 20. Okay, and then after 5 years he died. Do you know that he was earlier a surgeon? But he did not like that profession and he left and he started writing poetry and all. John Keats got fame after his death. Okay. So John Keats was born on 31st October 1795 at Moorgate, London. He was eldest of 5 children. And his childhood was very, you can say, was spanned in pessimism. Why? His father Thomas Keats was a livery stable keeper, but died when Keats was only 8 years old. His mother Frances Jennings remarried, but soon separated and died of tuberculosis. Same disease John Keats got, and he also met his death with TB when John Keats was only 14 years old. He grew up in his grandmother's house at Edmonton near London. Childhood. On April 15, 1804, point to be noted, Keats' father died after falling off his horse. Keats' mother then would later die in 1809 due to tuberculosis. Left as the oldest person in his house, Keats became the leader of the home, and then he had to bear all the responsibilities of the family. After these events, he looked to his headmaster as a father figure whenever he needed guidance. Adulthood. Keats would later drop his job as a surgeon. I have already mentioned कि वो surgeon बना था, but उसने वो job छोड़ दिया because he had no interest in that. His likings were for poetry and became a poet. He wrote mainly romantic poems. His poetry was inspired by Leigh Hunt's style. In his poetry career, Keats wrote poems but did not make a great deal of money. This led to issues in his love. He would like to marry Fanny Browning, but he could not. Okay. Since he was barely able to provide for himself. Okay. John Keats became popular after that. He got popularity after that, became popular after that. He was, I have already conveyed you that he belonged to second generation of romantic poets. Second generation, George, Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley and John Keats. Fine. Poets of the second generation, Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley, John Keats. Second generation, characteristics of the second generation means these poets were famous for what? They were young, revolutionary rebels. They were talented and fascinating. For them, nature was hostile. I have already informed you. They believed society was against them, and that's why they wrought in something different way. They suffered because they felt alone and misunderstood. Point to be noted, they all died young in tragic circumstances and away from home. They were anti-conformist. They believed that poetry could inspire the reader but not teach a moral lesson. Okay. So John Keats was famous poet, and most of his poetry he wrote odes. Ode means to address someone and appreciating someone. Okay, ode to a nightingale, famous poem. Then poems of John Keats. Okay, then ode to autumn by John Keats and Andy Meon. Okay, Andy Meon. So, A Thing of Beauty by John Keats, this poem is an extract from Andy Meon, and these are the opening lines of the poem. Means a thing of the beauty is a joy forever. Okay, so these lines that we are going to read are the opening lines of Andy Meon. Okay, so Andy Meon consists of 4 books. How many books? 4 books. Okay, and we are reading only you can say a few lines of that epic. Okay, so what is basically the concept of the Andy Meon? A Greek legend happens to be the basis for a thing of beauty. Means Andy Meon का जो Greek legend है उस पे based है ये thing of beauty summary. In this Greek legend, a young shepherd by the name of Andy Meon. But I would like to make you clear over here. Some believe that he was king, and some critics said no. Andy Meon was a shepherd, and I have already informed you in my first class regarding this poetry that Andy Meon was a shepherd, and poet imagined himself shepherd. So in his Greek legend, a young shepherd by the name of Andy Meon had a vision of Cynthia. Earlier her name was Selene. Okay, Selene and Cynthia, moon goddess. Fine. So what happened in this ये लिखा क्यों गया in Andy Meon? What had happened that the moon goddess, this youth who Andy Meon, name of the shepherd Andy Meon, his name Andy Meon, Greek myth of Andy Meon. You can see over here a Greek myth of Andy Meon, the shepherd. So this youth makes a resolution to go after her and seek her. Why? Because what had happened, real story is like this way. It is not real story, myth. Okay, we have myth. Mythological story, do you know कि जो हम सुनते हैं फिर कुछ ऐसी कहानियाँ होती हैं and we believe. So Selene and Cynthia, okay, looked Andy Meon from the sky, and then she first of all she would like to meet Andy Meon, and then she came down from heaven to earth, and then she wanted she did a magic over there, and then Andy Meon slept 4,000 years. Okay, fine, and then she made love with Andy Meon. Then finally what happened when Andy Meon woke from his sleep, then he informed about his dream to his sister Fiona, and then he went to search Cynthia. फिर वो Cynthia को ढूंढने चला गया. Okay, fine. So this youth makes a resolution to go. Andy Meon makes a resolution to go after her and seek her. Why? Because daily she came over there and met Andy Meon, but Andy Meon was not aware of this. Why? Because Andy Meon was sleeping. and he was unconscious. But when he woke up, so he recalled his dream. And then he would like to meet that girl, who? Cynthia. In his quest, he wanders through the forest and under the sea. In the poem, the poet tells us that beautiful things bring immense pleasure and delight. And finally, he returned on the Mount Letmos. Where was he sleeping? On the Mount Letmos. In the poem, the poet tells us that beautiful things bring immense pleasure and delight. Furthermore, the poet explained that God creations provide happiness as well as energy. The things present all around provide us with plenty of reasons to feel happy. Moreover, the brave soldiers, finally we will come to know that with the nature who is beautiful? Brave soldiers. Beta, what is the criteria of the beautiful object का criteria क्या होता है? That remains forever and that whose beauty never lasts, जिसकी beauty कभी खत्म ना हो. So you can see Himalayas are beautiful, still are in the world, but your car is not beautiful. Why? Because you will get bored with that car, you will get bored with that mobile. So the things present all around provide us with plenty of reasons to feel happy. Maybe you are happy with your mobile, maybe you are happy with someone, but that thing is not fulfilling the criteria of beautiful object. Why? Because according to John Keats, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Means the thing should forever give you the joy. That's why after Cynthia, he would like to search her. He went after her, but finally when returned, then he came on a conclusion. With conclusion में आता है कौन? Endymion. What? That this world is materialistic. Things are not beautiful. Real beauty lies in the nature. So the things present all around provide us with a plenty of reasons to feel happy. Moreover, the brave soldiers' stories bring inspiration and enthusiasm to the love life. Beauty is a heavenly tonic, really. Beauty. Because whenever you feel sad, just sit under a tree in the garden, you feel relaxed. Okay, so furthermore, it is like an endless fountain of nectar. Also, beauty can come in various forms. Beauty gives us good health and removes sadness from our lives, resulting in everlasting joy. So he is Endymion, the shepherd, Cynthia, and Endymion now resolved to search Cynthia, who has left her. But we have already understood the fact that Cynthia had a charm for what? Endymion. But then when Endymion woke up, then he had a charm for Cynthia. Okay, and he resolved, उसने determination किया कि मैं उसको ढूंढ के रहूँगा. किसको? Cynthia को. So Endymion, a poetic romance. That's why poetic romance, John Keats, relationship between a goddess, moon goddess Cynthia, and her human lover. So source, a thing of beauty, is an excerpt from his poem Endymion, a poetic romance which was first published in year 1818. It begins with the line, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Endymion is written in rhyming couplets, also known as heroic couplets. But rhyming couplets, what are? All. So same rhyming words are there. So rhyme scheme of this poem is A, B, B, and then C. Okay, Endymion is written in rhyming couplets, also known as heroic couplets. The theme of Endymion is, note down, love, beauty, and youth, and it reflects the poet's attitude towards beauty. And the very opening lines of the poem, a thing of beauty, openly recites the very theme of the poem. What? Means very first line of the poem, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Means what? Whatever thing you think, जो भी चीज आप सोचते हैं, you imagine that it is a beautiful thing, but that thing should give you joy forever. If that thing fulfills the criteria of forever joy, then it means it is a beautiful thing. Any beautiful object is always treasured in our mind because it provides us eternal and everlasting joy. The happiness that anything beautiful provides never fades into nothingness but multiplies manifold whenever it returns to our mind. Okay, so form, a thing of beauty, belongs to romantic genre. This poem is written in rhyming couplets and the rhyme scheme is AABB. So, one of the famous line of the John Keats is, not in this poem, एक famous line है John Keats की, beauty is truth and truth beauty. Means if something is true, then it is beautiful. Okay, so that is all you know in life and all you need to know. What? That truth is beautiful and beauty is truth. So a thing of beauty is a joy forever. See, this scene is a joy forever. Whenever you look this scene, you will get joy. You will get calmness. You will get peace. Okay. So see over here, this scene will make you refresh. This scene, you will like it. Okay, we would like to see snowfall, we would like to see beautiful gardens. Okay, but nowadays we all are not looking these beautiful things. Why? You don't have time to see, you don't have time to see the stars in the sky, you don't have time to see the sunrise, you don't have time. Still in corona lockdown, you don't have time, because we all are addicted to some materialistic affairs, materialistic objects. See, dangerous fiction of nature deficit disorder, mobile. Okay, technology make you what? To be addicted for the technology. Okay, and you are far away from nature, you are far away from the real beauty. So let's read the poem. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. This is the poem. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness, but still will keep a bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow are we reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth, of noble natures of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways, made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall. You can see over here, ever, never, keep, sleep. Okay, can you read it? Days, ways, all, pal. This is what? This is what? You can say this is heroic couplet. Okay, heroic couplet. Iambic pentameter. Okay, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall. From our dark spirits, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady pool, for simple shape, and such are daffodils, with the green world they live in, and clear reels, daffodils, rills, that for themselves a cooling covert make, against the hot season the mid-forest break, rich with a sprinkling of pear, musk, rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, all lovely tales that we heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from heaven's brink. So you can see over here, I have already mentioned you what? Rhyming couplets. So can you understand rhyming couplets? Two lines having the same, you can say same sound. Last word, ever, never, keep, sleep, then C, A, B, B, and quite breathing C. Reading earth, dirt, days, ways, all, pal. So what do we call it? Rhyming couplets. Fine. Same sound of last two lines, two words. Same sound of last two words. Okay. Two lines के जो last के दोनों words हैं उनका same sound. So can you see it? Beautiful environment. Okay. So a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Why? Because it gives us pleasure, alleviates suffering. वो हमारी suffering को दूर करती है and sorrows को दूर करती है. Fine. See over here beautiful scenes, flowers. So let's start with the first stanza. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. So first three lines are, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. So what does John Keats mean over here? Poet says that beauty is eternal, it is forever. Means characteristic of a beautiful thing is what? Whatever thing you consider is a beautiful, that thing should remain forever. That beauty is eternal, it is forever. It will never fades away. Okay? its loveliness increases, but instead our love for it enhances with the passage of time. Suppose in case you are watching a tree, so its beauty will remain in the world forever, forever. So you will love to see birds, you will love to see beautiful nature. Okay, so beautiful object should give you pleasure, gives us pleasure. So whatever the thing is in the world, if it is giving you forever joy, it means that thing is a beautiful. And according to poet, what is beautiful? Nature. The poet says that beauty stays forever, okay, and it never fades away. Rather it increases with the passing time, with the passing time. The perception of the poet, please note down and write down, the perception of the poem regarding beauty is that it never goes off with the passing time. Rather it beautifies more and more. A human being is there, with the passage of time he or she will get old, okay, never remains what? Beautiful forever, okay. For the poet, beauty is like a beautiful shady tree under. For the poet, beauty is like a beautiful shady tree under. It will never pass into nothingness, okay. It will never pass into nothingness means what? That it will never die, it will never fade, it will never fade, okay. Then but will keep a bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. So poet would like to mention over here, but what is bower? Bower means shady place under the tree. So poet says whatever thing, if it is beautiful, it will give you what? Beautiful shade. It will give you beautiful shade, okay, beautiful shade, under whose shade all the creature, means under a tree shade all the creatures can sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. But will keep a bower quiet for us, means if a thing is beautiful, it will give you shade, and under its shade you can sleep, you can enjoy your health, okay, full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. So beauty acts like the soothing, it will relaxing shade of the trees, which helps all the creature to sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. It means only tree is not beautiful, ऐसा नहीं खाली tree beautiful है, means what if any object is giving you what? Soothing you, relaxing you, okay, that thing is beautiful. And under the shade of beautiful object, you can enjoy your sleep, you can enjoy good health, okay. So these are 7 lines. A thing of beauty is a joy forever, its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness, means a beautiful object will never die, will never fade, okay. And then we have come to know that but will keep a bower quiet for us. Bower means shady place under the tree, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Fine. So you can see rose, any flower gives you pleasure. You will you love to see it, you love to watch it. आप फूल को देख के बहुत खुश होते हैं, आपको पसंद होता है उसको वॉच करना. तो ऐसा नहीं एक बार, you always love to watch flowers, okay. You always love to watch what? Beautiful snowfalls and all. But problem is that nowadays man's heart away from nature becomes hard. That's why today in the modern world, man is materialistic. Why? Because we are far away from nature, we don't have time to see nature. That's why in the last we will come to know that poet would like to mention you that just see nature and go in the lap of nature, because beautiful thing will always give you what? Will always give you relaxation, will always soothe your body, okay. And beautiful object allows you to sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. So these are 7 lines of the poem, and tomorrow we will read second stanza and third stanza of the poem. Thank you. Have a nice day. And I hope that you all will go through the poem and try to understand it. So basically we have understood, हमने अभी तक क्या पढ़ा, that Endymion Shepherd is in search of Cynthia, whom he met in his dream. Okay, and finally we have come to know that when he had crossed many mountains, rivers, under the sea, then he came to a conclusion that real beauty lies in the nature. Okay, thank you. Have a